Hello and welcome once again to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen Rhodes. I am very goal focused today, sitting next to my husband, Matt.
Hello, everyone.
Let me tell you why. Normally, I like to do the banter. I think it's like, I hate cold opens. Today, we are recording and then I'm taking a nap. So, Jenny Train has left the station. Here we go. You're either on board or you're in the way of my nap. I'm just kidding. No. Today, we are talking about something that has seriously changed our life, has changed our marriage, our businesses for sure, but also the way we approach everything. And I think it's something that a lot of people misunderstand. Today's episode is called Stop Trying to Be Balanced, Be Aligned. Because balance is one of those words that sounds healthy, right? We hear it thrown around quite a lot right now. It sounds mature. It sounds like something we should all be aiming for. But in real life, balance just means you're doing everything half-assed, right? And it also creates this constant pressure, like you are trying to juggle everything and still feeling like you're failing.
Yeah, and I don't want to get preachy with my next statement because I fail at this a lot and over my life, and I still have to work on it. But let me just say something that might offend you. If you're chasing balance, you are probably the reason that you are stuck, because balance is what people say when they're trying to do everything and doing none of it very well. Balance is the polite word for being distracted. That's what it is. It's the polite word for being distracted. Balance is a nice way of saying, I'm giving your life leftovers. And here's the truth. The most successful people I know are not balanced. Yeah. They're aligned.
Yes.
They have seasons where they go all in on business. They have seasons where it's family first. They have seasons where their health becomes a priority, and they do not apologize for it. It's probably one of the reasons they're so successful, because balance creates mediocrity, where alignment creates impact.
Now, alignment does not mean neglect.
Correct, yes.
It means being honest about what matters most right now and then being fully present in it.
Yes. So today we're going to break down, like Jen said, what that looks like, because we've lived it real life in our marriage and our business and our fitness, and we've been scattered. We're going to try and get it where we can show you how to stop living in that scattered and start living with more clarity. So let's start here. People talk about balance like it means equal time in all areas of their life. So equal time with family, equal time with business, equal time with fitness, equal time with friends, equal time for rest. And the reality is that doesn't exist. It just does not. And if you want to try and do that, you're spread so thin that you don't win in any of those categories.
Yeah. What ends up happening is you're technically present everywhere, right? But you're not fully present anywhere.
Right. It's like you're at home, but you're thinking about work, or you're at the gym and you're thinking about work or at home. You could be at the gym and you're thinking about all the unanswered emails that you've got to get through. And you wonder why you're so stressed and exhausted. You're never present at any of those areas.
Yeah. Guilt. And the guilt is the worst part, right? Like, people think balance is the cure for guilt, but it actually creates more guilt.
God, I can feel that. Because balance makes you feel like you're behind in something. And we see this constantly with people we coach. We work with all sorts of people. They're trying to grow their income. They're trying to lose 30 pounds. They're trying to show up for their spouse. They're trying to be a great parent. They're trying to build a brand. They're trying to post content daily and somehow have free time. And you wonder why you're so overwhelmed. Listen to what I just said. All those things you're trying to do. That's why you're overwhelmed.
Yeah. And then they start telling themselves they just need more motivation, right? But it's not motivation, guys. It's that they're trying to run 6 priorities at the same time. Think about when your computer starts and it's taking forever. It's trying to open up all 8 main programs that you're trying to run all at the same time. It's going to take a hot minute. It's the exact same thing.
It's exact same
thing. Tell me
thing.
I'm wrong, right?
That is the exact truth, because if everything is a priority, nothing is. You've heard that before. If everything is a priority, nothing is.
Then you get stuck in the blue circle of death.
Yes.
What a metaphor.
Yeah.
Sorry. Keep going.
No,
that just came to me.
No. So let's define it. Let's define it. Alignment is, balance. Let's go there first. Balance is equal distribution. Alignment is intentional allocation. Totally different things. Alignment is saying what matters most right now in this season, and I'm living with integrity in that season.
Alignment also means you're just honest with yourself, right? If you're in a business building season, own it. Don't pretend that you're going to have some flexibility or any flexibility, but also don't pretend that you can do that forever, right? I'm going through that right now. We're coming out of January, right? January is notorious in the gym industry. You guys all hear me talk about this, but I'm being very intentional when that season starts and stops. Then my alignment shifts elsewhere.
That is key, because a lot of people use the grind as an excuse to ignore their health, their marriage, their kids, and they call that ambition. But that's not alignment. That's avoidance.
That's autobiographical.
Sometimes it is. Alignment has intention where it also has boundaries. For us, we've learned that life has seasons. I mean, you can hear it in our voice the way we're seeing. We have learned this. There are seasons where I'm all in on business. There are seasons where I am all in on family, and there's seasons where I'm all in on fitness. But the difference is we're aligned with it. We don't let one season go so long, because that's when something breaks. And that's what Jim was just talking about.
Yeah, this is where most people mess up. They either fight the season they're in, right? Don't lean into it, or they stay in one season too long, right? You cannot be on a cut for an entire year. That's straight fucking misery.
It's also not healthy.
Not healthy. It's very bad. If you've been in a cut for a year, please don't do that. Come see me. But we've had season where we're scaling hard, like scaling the online coaching business, onboarding a ton of new clients, upgrading systems, improving fulfillment. And I'm waking up earlier and I'm working later and I'm locked in. That season requires intensity. But I also know if I live there too long, I start losing parts of myself. Or I've learned from seasons past, I crash out hard. Shit, do you remember, was it 6 years ago I got mono?
Yeah.
Like, your body will stop you if you do not. And from my perspective, I don't mind a season where one or both of us are in a build mode, physical, financial, mental, like no matter what, as long as we're communicating. I love right now because we're both getting ready to start a cut literally on the same day. I'm like, yeah, let's go. We're aligned, right? We're not trying to fight the process. The hard part is when the season isn't acknowledged or supported. It feels like you're here, but you're not really here.
Yeah, that's a great point. Add another example, the real estate season. When we are really close to closing on a deal, we are raising money. We are coordinating inspections. We're working with partners. We're taking calls. We're reviewing numbers. We're having conversations. And that is not something you do casually. That's a season. And we've learned that seasons demand focus.
Exactly. Yes. The same thing applies in fitness, right? Yep. We're going to make that metaphor. And when you're dialed in, training hard, focused on performance, that becomes a season too.
Yeah. If I'm pushing strength, cutting, prepping for something, that requires structure, not balance. It has to be structured. And that's commitment when you're doing something like that. So here is a comparison that helped me out a lot. And this, I'm going to try and say it slow because it can slip over pretty quick. In business and investing, think about your business or your investments or whatever you do in that realm. We talk about allocation. We don't apply equal resources to every opportunity. You don't say, well, I'm going to put 20% of it into every investment, into every project, into every idea. Think about that. how you do business is how you can do this allocation. You allocate based on priority and timing in business, and you do the same thing with your life. So why would we do that with our energy?
Oh, that's such a good point. And I like that word allocation because it's so true. It's so true, right? And that's why a lot of busy professionals struggle too, right? They're trying to train like an athlete, run a business like a CEO, and live like they have unlimited free time. And that's not realistic.
Exactly.
We've coached a lot of people who are wearing every hat. They are running kids to every sport. They're trying to stay on top of everything at the house. They're trying to grow their business. They're trying to keep customers happy. They're trying to stay in shape. And they're exhausted because they never allow themselves to be in a season. They're trying to be balanced every day. And balance becomes the enemy of excellence.
It does, because excellence requires focus. That's the whole point of today. If you want to win, you got to have focus. So I want to ask you, I want you to be real for a minute here.
Me?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Say less. Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Be careful.
I'll be gentle.
Because you have to sleep next to me when we take this nap. But I want you to be honest. What season?
I could just make you pass out. Sorry.
what season have I gotten wrong? Like where I was not aligned, or I was in it too long, or something like that. As an example.
Okay. We're going there.
I want you to be honest. Yes.
This is not fair to put me on the spot like this, but I would say there was a season when business was growing fast and you were trying to do everything yourself. And you were incredibly locked in. You were laser focused, right? So much so that when we had family time, you weren't really unplugged.
Yep.
Right? There's a season, it wasn't intentional anymore. It was like you were always kind of halfway working.
Yeah, that's fair. And that is a trap. I mean, that's why I wanted you to give an example.
That's why I started unplugging your computer at night. Once the battery died, he was like, oh, I guess I'm done.
But the key there is that's a true story, by the way, people.
Sometimes, ladies, sometimes you just got to outsmart them.
Yeah.
He's like, man, my computer's always dying. I'm like, oh, that's so crazy. I don't know why that keeps happening.
But that is a perfect example of when alignment turns into obsession.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It wasn't that you were working hard, right? I respect that. I respect your hustle, right? It's that we didn't have a clear end date. There was no boundary set for any of it. And including the boundary that I needed to respect of yours. Like, hey, this is what we're building toward, and then we'll shift.
Yeah, that is such a great point, because people don't set time frames. They just grind. They're in grind mode indefinitely, and they call it ambition.
Yeah. Okay. My turn. What's the season I got wrong?
I'm going to flip the script on you a little bit, and I'm going to talk
Are
about.
you seeing what he's doing right now?
I'm going to talk.
You all are watching this. Yes. Yeah. All right.
I'm going to talk about the season you're in right now, because you get it right. I think it's important. Maybe we show an example of right. We've already showed one of wrong. You've mentioned this earlier.
This is entrapment.
A little bit. What was that you told ladies? Sometimes we have to outsmart them.
Ladies, you outsmarted me.
Yeah.
You turd.
So my example, the gyms are going gangbusters. The online coaching is going gangbusters. And you communicate ahead of time. You communicate to everyone listening to the podcast, but you certainly communicate to me that the next
children.
Yeah, the next 3 months, it's going to be focused and it's going to be driving time. But when we have dinner at night, you unplug from that. It is that thing I said earlier.
It's because I'm catatonic at dinner. I can't talk anymore.
But I was talking about when you're at the gym thinking about all the unanswered emails, or you're at home thinking about work. You do a great job of unplugging. Maybe it's because you're catatonic. I don't know.
I definitely have to time block my attention span, because if I don't, I get very scattered,
Yep.
and then it gets really spicy inside my brain.
That's exactly where I was getting ready to go. You communicate with yourself very, very well. You know that you're not going to be able to work out 5 days a week. You know that your nutrition is not going to be perfect. You don't stress over any of it. It's it's a kind of a perfect example of alignment. And you walked yourself right into that. I mean, that was my next thing is you don't only, we talk about communicating with your spouse and your kids and things like that, but you have to communicate with yourself so you don't beat yourself up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I also kind of I know I'm going to need food. I know I'm going to lift when I can very intentionally. So let's just call this a quote unquote bulk and try to get strong as fuck. And it worked. Oh my God, you guys, my squat's so high now. Anyway, I think you're just being nice because I'm a crazy busy season. So well played, Mr. Rhodes.
Yeah. So moving on.
Well played, Matt Rhodes.
Let's make this very practical. Here's what alignment actually looks like. If you want to live aligned, you need three things. The first one is you need clarity. You need to know what season you are in. Number one is clarity. What season are you in? Number two, communication. If you have a spouse, your spouse needs to know. If you have a team, your team needs to know. And I just mentioned communicating with yourself as well. The third one is minimum standards.
Mm-hmm. I think I just touched on mine.
Yeah. Even in a heavy season, you still have non-negotiables. Because if you let everything collapse, it's going to cost you later.
Yeah, the minimum standards part is huge, honestly, because that's the foundation. That's the foundation that we're always going to land on because I'm coming out of this season. I'm not physically ready to put on a bikini yet. Yes, I am, but I'm not where I want to be. But I know I was solid on my foundations this entire time. So I know in 6 weeks when I go to put on that bikini, as long as I get a tan, I'm good. I know what to do to get there. But the minimum standards part is huge because alignment doesn't mean you stop being a parent. Alignment doesn't mean you stop taking care of yourself. It means you're not trying to be at 100% in every category all at the same time.
That's exactly right. Because if I'm in a heavy business season, just like you, I may not be training 5 days a week, but I'm still training 3 to 4 days. And when I'm in there, I'm training for that 45 minutes. I'm still eating protein. I'm still moving. I'm still sleeping. Because if I stop, that's when I lose my edge.
Yeah. That sleep sounds amazing. From a marriage standpoint, minimum standards might be we still have dinner together. Sometimes Jolyn joins us. We still have intentional conversations. Hey, I need 10 minutes uninterrupted. There's some things I need to talk about. Or there's not really anything I need to talk about. We kind of air it all out here.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen, I need an hour of your time. We need to record the fucking podcast. Right? And we still protect one night a week. We're about to get 2 back.
Yes.
Because my intentions are clear. This is what I want for the next season of my life. Even if life is crazy.
Right, because we are protecting the foundation.
Yes. And this is something we talk with our clients about all the time, even before we map out training or nutrition. We ask, what season are you in? My accounting clients. And I've got some that their season is right now. I've got some that no, June's my season. Great. I got to know what that's going to look like, right? Because if someone is launching a business, working 60 hours a week, raising kids, just trying to survive a stressful season, they don't need a plan that requires perfection. They need a plan that requires alignment, and then I meet them where they're at. If you force someone into a lifestyle that doesn't match their season, they will fail. Every time. And then they'll blame themselves when really they weren't failing. They were just living out of alignment.
That is why we are so big on systems in every area of our life. Not hype, not the newest fad, because hype does not last. Fads don't work, but alignment does with systems.
Yes. We should also say this. Alignment is not an excuse to neglect your life.
Yeah, that is super important. Because someone listening right now is thinking, oh, good, I'm in line. I'm in business season. And they've been in that season for 4 years. That's not a season. That's a lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. And eventually the bill comes due.
It does.
Right? Whether it's your health, your marriage, your energy, your relationships, it always comes due.
Yep. So alignment has to come with check-ins. We literally have conversations like this. Hey, am I aligned right now? Are we drifting? And then we adjust if we are drifting. It goes back to the example you just mentioned. When I was in that hardcore season of business and I let other things were falling apart, that's where we learned to have these conversations. So let's shift gears, and I want to give you a takeaway. If you feel like you're in this craziness, stop chasing balance. Balance is static. Balance is equal time. Balance is what people chase when they're afraid to commit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Alignment is more strategic, it's more intentional, and it's full presence in what you're doing.
But alignments give you peace because you're not constantly feeling guilty that you're not doing everything at once. I had a conversation with both children this past week. Like, guys, I'm sorry. I'm almost through it. Mom, it's good. We do this every January. We know you're busy. You'll be back. I did. I had it with Cannon. He's like, I'm just as busy, Mom. Got it. Okay. Just making sure I'm not neglecting you. He's like, you're not neglecting me. I know what season you're in. You're doing the right thing at the right time.
I want to go back to what you just said, though. So anyone that hit pretty hard, because feeling guilty that you're not doing everything at once. I think that is a strong indicator that you're trying to be balanced, because you have that deep guilt that you're not getting everything done when you should be transitioning to alignment of what season am I in? Where does my focus need to be? I mean, you just said that and that hit. So,
yeah.
So if you're listening yourself, if you're listening right now, I want to ask you to ask yourself something. This will also help. What season are you in right now? Think about that. Are you fighting it? Have you communicated it? What are your minimum standards? And when are you going to reassess? I think those 4 things. What season you're in right now? Are you fighting it? Have you communicated? What are your minimum standards? And when are you going to reassess?
Yeah.
I think you should write those down.
Yes.
That'll help you get some clarity.
100%. And if you're married, have that conversation together. Seriously. And honestly, if your children are older, we started doing this when our children were in high school. This was probably about 5-6 years ago.
Yep.
Right? We started involving our children in this conversation. Now, we didn't talk about our sexy time standards.
I'm just shaking my head if you're watching on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Fun fact, we do the deed. I've got evidence of 2 times at least.
For those of you who don't know, we have 2 children. Just clearing that up.
But have that conversation, right? Like, once the children were involved in that conversation too, they understood.
Yep.
And they set their boundaries, right? Like, we know when Cannon's seasons are. We know when Callie's seasons are. It can change everything, right? If this episode hit you, I want you to share it with someone you care about. Send it to your spouse, your business partner, your best friend, your kids, right? And as always, guys, thank you. Thank you for your support. It's how we grow. And we will see you guys next time.